Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's gonna be a PvZ here on 2000 Atmospheres, a ladder edition from DreamHack North America. Top right, you know him, it is Neeb. And in the bottom left, we've got Scarlett. So the US versus Canada here today. Hey, Scarlett's not wearing red. Maybe it's, maybe she doesn't always wear the color red in professional tournaments. Interesting. Alright, so these two know each other very, very well. They've been playing each other in professional tournaments and on the ladder for a very, very long time. Years and years and years. So they know each other's tendencies, they know what the other person wants to do, and that leads to some very, very long macro games. Alright, so this is going to be a Sunday cast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you're excited for this. I post StarCraft 2 content 5 times a week. And yeah, this map is too big for a hatch block. So 16, 18, 17, here from Scarlett, 1 gate expand, walling on the low ground. Here from Neeb, nothing too crazy going on. This map has fish on it. Wait, there's no fish in this part of the... There's what? Oh, there's fish. There's fish over here, though. And cool. Really cool stuff. Anyway, happy Sunday to everybody. Hope you're enjoying your day thus far. It's been a really, really good time. I don't know. For me, I was going to say for Sunday, but like I'm casting this on last Wednesday, so I don't know. Sundays I'm usually casting Brood War live, which is a ton of fun, but anywho. What do we expect from this game? Do we expect the Sky Toss? I'm gonna go with yes. We probably expect the Sky Toss. Do we expect roaches out of Scarlett? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no roaches today. So that's my bet. We'll see if I win or not. Yeah, Depth moving out, Terror the Overlord here, scouting the Nexus, recognizing, okay, we're cool unless there's a Stalker coming out here, but usually Protoss doesn't want to make a Stalker first against Zerg because the Adept scouting and the timing here is really, really stupidly important. Right? Right. You want to send the Adept down, you want to see if there's a lair timing, you want to see if there's a Roach Warren, you want to see if there's a second gas taken, right? All that stuff. The only way you can really scout it at the stage of the game, once there are Lings and Queens out, is if you get that Adept shade on in. It is a Stargate opening out of Neeb, which are we surprised by that in any sense? No. The only question is, Oracle, Phoenix, or Void Ray? I feel Oracle opening here from Neeb. He'll play it normal. Although, it is really nice to get a Void Ray out because you can kill this Overlord super easy, and you can kill stuff like Lings and Roaches that come try to shoot you in the face, but it's definitely an Oracle first, which doesn't mean we won't see a Void Ray later. But here comes the Adept, and see this? Bringing the Queen off the creep. Yeah, that's great. Is my volume loud? Why do I feel like my volume is loud all of a sudden? Sound? No, it's fine. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. Chrono boosting out this Oracle. Oracle's name is Jerry Smith. Tired of being neglected and ridiculed by his family, Jerry hijacks a random spaceship he encounters only to be forced into service by the Protoss. It's a very Jerry thing to do. We are all Jerry in our own way, aren't we though? I think we are. Anyway, third base coming up here from Neeb, protected by said Oracle. Second Oracle on the way to follow up on the first one. Scarlett's third base is incredibly happy. Ooh, double saturating that hatchery. I love that stuff. Are we double injecting that hatchery? Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And really, Scarlett pretty happily able to just sort of drone up here. There's a handful of Lings, but like no sign of a Roach Warren because you don't need one. Which means you're not being aggressive either. Ah, there's your Roach Warren. Okay. When I say there's no sign of a Roach Warren, what I mean by that obviously is there's one coming up right now. Oracles, yeah, just getting absolutely burned down at the Watchtower. Twilight Council coming in, and a Forge 2. Double Oracle doing some beautiful drone snipage. 3 drones. Ooh, the transfer hurts. 4 drones down. Oh! But Jerry Smith gets murdered. His corpse flying into the sky on this weird underwater planet. Scarlett is, there you go, layering up at the natural base at around 49 workers. Got some extra gas coming up here. 2nd and 3rd extractors in production. Ling's running about. Actually got a couple drone kills, or probe kills up here at the 3rd base. That's some exciting stuff for sure. Gateway. Blink coming in, +1 attack on the way here too. Robotics facility, observer. Yeah, observer first. As ya always be wanting to do, lads. And everybody packed around this 3rd base, ready for some kind of a Ling attack, but not coming on. We are making roaches. Okay, so Scarlett has decided. Oh, that Oracle gets out with all of 5 kills to make some roaches. Is this enough roaches to be aggressive? We're fully saturating the 3rd base. More drones are on the way. I think these are more defense than anything. I really don't see this number of roaches being able to kill this 3rd base by any stretch. There's not a ton of army there, but roach, it's not enough. It's not enough to get through. Infestation pit on the way here from Scarlett. And so far, everything's okay. Additional gateways coming in from Neeb. Now, we talk about this a lot in PvZ, but Protoss has an ability to transition to Skytoss pretty much whenever they want. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll try to watch Neeb's production tab closely and obsessively. See if we can figure out, maybe if we get a transition into Skytoss, or if Neeb just wants to go for a ground-based composition today, which he can definitely do as well. That's another option available to him. So a bunch of roaches on the way. Got 16 Lings coming in too. Ravagers in production. That +1 missile attack not going to be done soon enough for this engagement that Neeb is bringing hard while taking a 4th base attack while expanding. That is what Protoss does. That's what every race really should be doing. It's a universal law. So Spore trying to get up here and burrow to deal with any observers that are about. I don't know why that matters, but hey. Or maybe if any oracles come in, the Spore can help with the anti-air there. Force Field's getting knocked down, but Neeb's retreating anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that was a poke. That was basically Neeb saying, alright, I just wanted you to make some roaches and ravagers so you couldn't just drone until you have 90 workers without having to do anything by way of economy. We don't have Game Heart here. Oh, they forgot to create this game with a Game Heart interface. What an absolute bummer. That makes me sad. Oh my gosh, we're swarm hosting. That isn't... Wow. Alright, so Scarlett's decided here at 7:30 to go for a swarm host Nidus style play, which is not something that we see. Like, it just feels like Protoss have sort of figured out how to deal with it. I don't know, man. It's kind of the nice thing about the current state of StarCraft 2 is that players, they can't rely on patches to save them anymore. If there's something they're struggling against, they got to figure it out. And I really feel like Protoss has figured out this Swarm Host Nidus stuff. You get a lot of Storm, you get Archons. These Corrosive Biles are trying to kill the flying stuff, but Neeb's not that bad at this game. Right? It's going to be basically a lot of Storm, or a lot of Colossus, potentially. Of which Neeb has none of those things. Surprise! Dude, this stasis might just be the saving grace here today. Or it might actually not stasis anything. Alright, so we're going to try to focus down the Nexus here, which, by golly, the damage output of Locusts is oh, the overcharge, though. Going to save the Nexus. This engagement's pretty nuts right now, though. The 4th base under attack by a Roach Ravager-style attack. Speedlings are streaming in here, too, to provide additional DPS, especially against these Stalkers, and I don't know if Neeb can hold on to this base. Okay, Scarlett, she does decide to back out, but you can't run from Blink Stalkers, man. They will find you. This Oracle's got 8 total kills and totally participated in that battle and didn't die. Ah, this is where a round of Locust comes in. Oh my gosh, run, blink away from there. Don't fight the Locusts, you'll die. Yeah, a lot of these Stalkers are dying, but there's a lot of Stalkers here. Neeb macro, pretty fantastic. Not losing these bases is a humongous victory for him. Whoa, bringing Queens up. Man. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Neeb is holding off just fine here. The Blink Stalkers trade pretty gosh darn well against these roaches. We got a shield battery overcharge here too. Another round of Locusts coming in, and they decide maybe not to go for the Nexus this time, or, oh, they do go for the Nexus, but look at the stasis. The stasis catches them, and all these Locusts end up going down. They do take a little bit of HP off the Nexus now, down to 500 available, which again, you don't regen the HP, just the shields in that situation. Scarlett took another base on the left side, and my gosh, the fact that Neeb was able to hold this without any kind of splash damage at all is insane. Neeb. Good game from Neeb so far. I'm going to give him that much. Got lurkers coming in. Seismic Spine being researched. +3 attack on the way at 10 minutes from Neeb. I do want to give a quick shout out to my Brave Noob World and Mid-Rank Madness videos that I post. Which is one of those a week, right? Check them out. I think you'll enjoy them. Because I had a game where last week, as these charge lots create some mayhem here inside the main base of Scarlett, where this lower level Protoss was really focused on upgrades to the point where he had 3 attack at like 12 minutes, but nothing else really went well for him in that game. So without spoiling too much of it, that was a game between Rocket and Aragorn King. But yeah, if you don't know about the Brave New World stuff or the Mid-Rank Madness stuff, now you do. They come up on Thursdays, so watch out for those. I think you'll enjoy them. They're good for learning. They're good for laughing and being entertained. They are probably the least watched videos on my channel for StarCraft 2. So I don't know. I don't know why there's no interest in them, but maybe just there's not awareness, I suppose. Zealot's coming into the main base again, but Hydra Lurker gonna shut that down. The Zealot doing some stuff over here at Scarlett's attempt at a 5th. Really injured Stalkers are getting out of here. I mean, some of them have a bunch of kills, though. 9 kills, 8 kills. More Nidus coming up. The creep spread for Scarlett, as always, is fantastic. Look who's getting air weapon upgrades, though, and who has additional Stargates. And, you know, just kind of keeping this whole Skytoss thing in his back pocket. It's Neeb. Of course it's Neeb. I'm watching you, but Spire on the way from Scarlett really is aware of the possibility here. So, I mean, just having a Spire is going to be great. Free Zealots are free Zealots, man. Taking on a Stalker even? Oh my gosh, got a Disruptor too. These Locusts paying for themselves. All right, so the carrier production has begun. We were keeping an eye on that. Bam, bam, bam. 3 carriers on Zve. Lurker Hydra burrowing in. Is there any detection? It appears there is. I don't know where said observer is, though, to be honest. Little Stalker Disruptor army down here. But again, if you're not careful, you're assuming that Neeb is just going for ground-based attacks today. That there's no way he's transitioning into carriers. Look at how many Stalkers and Disruptors and High Templar he has. He's devoted to all this other stuff. No, he's going carriers because he can, right? Zerg is not the only race that can tech switch. Protoss can do it pretty effectively and pretty sneakily as well. It does take forever to build carriers, so like it's hard to be that sneaky, but kind of sneaky is what I will say. So Viper's in production. Again, can build a ton of Corruptors because we got the Spire, obviously. You're gonna need them Corruptors. In general, if the carrier group gets up to any bigger than 6 or 7, then suddenly you are in we need Corruptor mode. Like, Hydralisks just aren't going to cut it. Even if you use Abduct. Even if you use Microbial Shroud. Okay, that right side base is an aggressive one to try to take there from Neeb. So that was not bad. One Swarm Host died. They got their Locusts out and saved their own butts with the Locusts. Alright, so Corruptors are coming in. Second Spire on the way. And I assume a professional Zerg player can generally be like, alright, I see the carriers. Or, my gosh, the blink on the retreating units is so good. These guys are up. Oh, why didn't they go in anywhere? Okay, these Locusts got lost. They got lost on the way to school today, unfortunately. I'm not even sure what that was. Was that a dead swarm? I think it might have been a swarm host down in that area. Ravager corpse floating up to the top quite nicely. Neeb working on that 5th base. Again, on the right side. This time building a ton of cannons and shield batteries to make it less likely that a bunch of Zerglings wander up here and just kill it easily. Smart stuff. Corruptors coming in continually here, working on attack upgrades for the flyer stuff. But already a +2 attack is on the way here from Neeb. He is dictating the course of this game and what Scarlett needs to do. Again, Zerg is a pretty reactive race in a lot of ways. They can be, you know, they can be the race that forces reactions if they do it early, right? A 12 pool forces the opponent to react. Going for a big Roach Ravager attack at like 7 minutes forces the opponent to react. But at some point, it becomes a situation where the Zerg has to respond to what the Protoss is doing. If they're making carriers, you gotta make some of them Corruptors, man. You just do. We have seen... There's a Dark versus Zest game from last week that was... Oh, bananas. It was a really, really good game. I will tell you that Dark didn't quite discover that Skytoss was coming until quite some time. Free Archon. So that's... It can be an issue. It can be an issue if you don't see it coming for sure. So another Zealot Warp in here. I mean, this Warp Prism's gotten some serious work done today. Zealot Warpins. Everybody hates them. Even Protoss. They hate getting Zealot Warped in their own games against Protoss. That's for sure. So again, push up the middle. We've got the carriers as part of the composition here. Now this is where you kind of say, well, is this nice disruptor hits? Right, where you say, is this going to be, you know, mostly ground with some carriers scattered in? The answer is no. We're making more and more carriers. We're getting +3 air attack. We're expanding down here to a rich Vespene Geyser base because why not? Right? We have our composition. We have disruptors. We have High Templar, stalkers, carriers. These lings are like trying, but just the storm, right? The storm is a great complement to this composition. If you just go carriers, you're probably going to die to anybody who's any good at Zerg. But if you go carriers with Psionic Storm... Okay, Lurker Den gets sniped. Oh, the Warp Prism dies to a Corruptor here, but the units that are already into the house are problematic, to say the least. Hydralisk Den, not a bad target. And they're going to get it. Wow, okay. Is there no detection in here? This seems like a bit of a problem. Yeah, Overseer getting morphed, but no detection because the Spore... There it is. Spore reburrows. DTs get out of there. There's an Overseer coming on in. This is, These DTs are on a mission. 3 kills. 4 kills. And the Void Rays, the DT Blink, the Flux Veins getting researched. Do 20 drones killed? 22, 23, 24, 25! Okay, those DTs. 13 kills on that one Dark Templar. Paid for themselves and then some. Also, we have Tempest because we're worried about Broodlords. That's it. That's your composition, man. It's High Templar, Disruptor, Stalker, Carrier, Void Ray, Tempest. It's complicated, but it's real good, nevertheless. Got a Tiger Shark in the background, trying to see what's what. Storm is a good unit. Sorry, my kitty Cinnamon wanted to come in and hang out, so she's in the office now. Tectonic Destabilizers coming in for the Tempest because we need those to kill things, for example, spores. If those are going to be built, and the way this game is going, there's going to be a few spores built, right? We have 20 already. So, yeah. Tectonic Destabilizers increases the damage done by Tempest to ground buildings, as opposed to air buildings, which don't really exist. I mean, yes, Terran buildings can float, but they're not air buildings. Whatever. Whatever. Neeb going for a 7th base up here. Scarlett... 6, taking a 6th. Neeb's out macroing right now pretty heavily. Gosh, the storm just... My gosh, the storm is just obliterating the Zergs right now. Resources lost are 26,000 for Scarlett and only 20,000 for Neeb. Crazy pants. That base goes down. Alright, so at this point, it feels like it is definitely Neeb's game to lose. It's a 194 to 145 total supply. I feel like he's won most of the engagements he's had today. He hasn't lost a base yet. I guess this one was warping in when it got canceled, but that doesn't count as a base kill necessarily. I mean, he's winning. He's winning the engagements. And that's, you know, StarCraft can be a very simple game that way. If you just end up winning more engagements than you lose, you're probably going to win. Just over and over and over again, you know? Changelings, see what's what. Oh, the bulk of the army is here. The ground army at the top side. So Scarlett is, you know, we got lurkers, we got a ton of corruptors. We're working on +3 flyer attack, which is nice. 5 infestors on the way here too. Do we have pathogen glands? We do have pathogen glands. Okay, so we got that a while ago. Probes sacking themselves for the express purpose of freeing up more supply for Neeb. What's he gonna do with it? 3 oracles. Okay. I mean, oracles important. I don't know. 3 oracles is necessarily super mega important, but alright. Spores burrowing across this front line right now. Scarlett needs this rich Vespine geyser gas base that Neeb's had access to on the other side here for quite some time. So, I mean, Neeb's comfortable. Neeb hasn't lost a base yet. He hasn't really lost much by way of buildings at all. It's been 3 cannons, 4 probes, and an assimilator. 22 probes have died, but like the vast majority of those have definitely come from him sacking them to free up supply. He's taking the bottom right base here too, while Scarlett takes the top left. So every base on the map is in the process of being taken, or has been taken already here at 21 minutes. Neeb is trying to get up here and take care of the top left base, but the lurker count's a little too heavy. There's no detection available other than cannons. Oh, burrowing in range of a cannon is rough, sir. But look at the damage. Okay, well, cannon dead. More probes coming in. Neeb is not doing a Fist of Neeb thing. Nah, he's not. So those of you who don't know, the Fist of Neeb is a game from Wings of Liberty era, where Neeb sacked every one of his probes but one. He had 199 supply of army. It was amazing. He's sacking a lot of probes, though. I'm just saying. I mean, he's got 60, right? So it's not like they're all dying. I liked sending changelings through to try to trigger these warps or these stasis wards. Not a bad idea. So here's the problem for Scarlett. She's got the map cut in half, right? Neeb has exactly the equal number of bases that she does, and his army is more cost efficient. It's just gonna be. Skytoss especially is gonna be more cost efficient than anything Zerg can bust out here. Resources lost are 23,000 to 28,000. Scarlett has, you know, lost more to this point, which is bad. This is a pretty, really intense attempt to take down Neeb's 11 o'clock base here, and I think she's just going to get it. Yeah. No, she's absolutely just simply going to get this one. The recall... Oh, recalled units out of there. Because they were a little trapped. Okay, so base kill. That's huge. If Scarlett can take this base, that's a way to win this game. I mean, you have to look at the economic side of it, absolutely, for sure, every time. So Tempest burning down a lot of these previously injured spores, making it easier for them to do their job. I like this just mass lurker play. How do we deal with cannons and shield batteries? I don't know. How about 15 lurkers? Does that seem like that's enough? The answer is, apparently, yeah. Apparently it's enough. You outrange the cannons with the seismic spines upgrade. These Archons are dead? Like, I don't know why they're here necessarily. They're just gonna die. The Void Rays are the natural enemy of the Lurker, though, so... Once the Void Rays arrive, suddenly your Lurker strategy is just not gonna be enough. And Scarlett going to lose the 6 o'clock, which is largely out of resources anyway. So Scarlett wins that trade, right? She ends up taking down a fairly new source of income for Neeb at this 11 o'clock position. Loses her own 6 o'clock, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Are we still pushing this? Wants to kill that Nidus network is what he wants to do. And, oh, Neeb taking this space. Wait. Was this Zerg and it died? Or did I completely miss it in my count of all the bases on the map? That's a problem. Ooh, alright. So the Void Rays went away, which means the Lurkers took this as an opportunity to absolutely take down the 12 o'clock for Neeb. Next is down. This one, not an important source of income by any stretch of the imagination. Probably will not be retaken in this game if I had to guess. Neeb getting some work done here, pushing into Scarlett's territory, killing creep tumors, taking out a Nidus network, taking out a Roach Warren. Evolution Chamber is not a bad idea. I mean, I guess they are... Nope. Oh, yeah, they're done. So, Evolution Chamber exists solely for Spore Crawler purposes right now. Taking down the Hive would be cool. It would. Already throwing up another Hive elsewhere. If I had to guess, I'd say here? No, here. Yes, here's your new Hive. This is our new base of operations up along the left side here. These bases dying mean nothing to me, says Scarlett. You can have them. So, remember when I was like cost efficiency and how the Protoss is more cost efficient? These Lurkers have been insanely cost efficient today. They've gotten a lot of kills. Okay, 2, 8. 8 is good. Right? They've gotten a lot of kills. And yeah, Scarlett does take this 11 o'clock, which is a really important source of income in a game where sources of income are drying up quickly. We're at 27 minutes. We're losing. We're losing the monies all the time. Alright, so the bulk of the army, I don't... Why? Why would you move this way? I guess she didn't know. Like, she didn't know that the entire Protoss army was here. Which is fair. Alright, Infestors ready to rock. If you want to come in here, we will fungal you to death. Let's do this. We got Lurkers, we got Spores. Purification Nova's good hits, though. Das ist the good hits on the Purification Novas. 7 Corruptors in production. My gosh. So we're looking at 46 Corruptors, 5 Infestors, 6 Lurkers, 2 Vipers. That is the army for the Zerg. It's only 3 Carriers, 6 Tempest, 12 Void Rays, 3 Oracles, 3 Disruptors, and the all-important 7 High Templar. Yeah, Scarlett is protecting this base with everything she has because she knows she needs it. Hey, it's our first Mothership kill of the day. Mothership kill of the day. That's the jingle we have for Mothership kill of the day. We're going to make another one because Motherships are nice, but also extremely vulnerable, and they will die. If you make a Mothership in a game, chances are one of them will die before the day is over. A couple Tempests get abducted, no big deal. So as long as we're just kind of dancing here. Quick plug for the Falcon Paladin Hour. It is a weekly podcast with myself and Somicron. It is streamed live over at twitch.tv/Somicron and put on Somicron's YouTube page as well in VOD format. So if you want to see me talk about StarCraft 2 tournaments, right? Talk about things like GSL and DreamHack and TSL, and also talk about TV shows, movies, video games, nerdy stuff, then check out the Falcon Paladin Hour. on YouTube and on the Twitch. I'll put a link to the YouTube VODs here because what I've found is most people don't like switching platforms. If you're a YouTube person, you stay on YouTube. If you're a Twitch person, you stay on Twitch. Generally, different types of people are on those platforms, and that's okay. Ah, mothership numero dos. El arrive. Yeah, I mean, this is the very definition of dancing today. We know we're low on resources. We understand that losing resources and being able to get more is going to be harder and harder and more difficult in this game. Neeb's got a bank of 8,500 minerals and 9,000 gas. Scarlett's at 7,000 minerals and 5,000 gas. So there's a distinct advantage here. Both about 40 workers and about 150 army supply. Storm's getting tossed down in the general just direction of the Zerg here. And Neeb's like, well, I mean, sure. You know, like, I'll kill your main. I don't see why not. Scarlett says, that means nothing to me. You can have it. Yeah, I kind of think the Lurker Army... Wait, is the Lurker Army alive anymore? It is, kind of. It's, oh yeah, okay, I was gonna just say, the Lurker Army should push up here. Might as well go after some of the production facilities, the tech structures. Viper abducts... Oh, Duck's mothership dies, and mothership dies. So, that's an engagement we're gonna see a few times here. Another mothership gets started up here. Neeb wants motherships. Wants to have one as much as Protostly possible. Without a mothership, life has no meaning. And Kitty wanted to go out. Goodbye, Cinnamon. Enjoy hanging out in the hallway. Terran music playing inappropriately in this Protoss versus Zerg match that has reached its 32nd minute. Cybernetics core down, and then retreats because incoming void rays as per usual. Oh yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, we're in the late game, but obviously, right, there are not many sources of income actively being mined from right now, and I think at the end of the day here, so Neeb, 8,000 resources, fewer lost, plus he's basically been able to be on equal base count. So I think that puts him economically in a pretty great position to win this game. I like that he's not too reliant on carriers, because the longer these games go on, the worse carriers are. Once your bank is gone, which seems impossible, right? Because we have 11,000 minerals in the bank or 13,000 for Neeb. How on earth would we ever run out of those? It's entirely possible to run out of that many minerals if, you know, your entire army dies and you gotta remax. Because army value is currently 9,000 minerals and 7,000 gas for Scarlett, 8,000 minerals and 7,000 gas for Neeb. So that will reduce your bank pretty effectively. Not all the way. So you have enough money to remax here. Abduct, 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 kill, abduct, kill. Take the storms, regen the health up elsewise, and see Neeb's got to replace those 3 Tempests. He's getting +3 air armor. And so far, so good. I mean, we have not had a direct engagement in 34 minutes in this game. There have been a couple engagements when there was ground armies involved, but once this whole Sky Toss thing started, it's just been like they're just dancing around each other. Nobody's really committing to anything. Boom. Boom. Anybody an NBA fan here? It's finals between the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks, which is nice from a meta sense because none of these are super teams, right? The era of the super team is upon us, of superstar NBA players teaming up with other superstar NBA players to win titles. But the Bucks have exactly one superstar, and the Suns probably have zero. I mean, they have some MVP candidates and some really nice players, but they are not a super team by any stretch. So it's nice. It's just nice for those of us in the smaller markets who despair at seeing these super teams take over the league when two super teams, not even, you know, two non-super teams in the finals. It's nice. It's very nice to see. And I think everybody can appreciate that, even if you're not necessarily a sports ball fan, right? Right. Neeb is sacking more probes here. That army value is getting up to 160 from the 150 it was a minute ago. That was a terrible storm. What was that? I mean, energy replenishes, so... How many creep tumors have died today? The answer is... 152. Do we not have adrenal? No, we do. Okay. Scarlett hath the adrenal glands upgrade. Boom, 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 boom. Place your bets. You're at 37 minutes. If you think Neeb is going to win this, say I think Neeb's going to win at 37 minutes in the comments. If you think Scarlett's going to win this, say I think Scarlett's going to win this thing in the comments at 37 minutes. And we'll see who was right. If you're the first person to predict the right outcome, I'll heart your comment. Okay, I'm actually not sure how I would determine that. I guess chronologically, whoever puts in their guess as to who's going to win this thing and gets it right, that's the winner, right? So, yeah, I guess we could do it. We can do it. Zap, 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 zap. Zap, 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 zap. More probes getting sacrificed to the Zerg gods. Are we going to bother with this base at all? 300, 150, 240. If we get desperate enough, these minerals might come into play. Same with these two patches. There are just kind of scattered minerals in a couple places on the map right now. I love this little wall right here. It's pretty good. If you want to protect your last real mining base, that's not a bad way to do it. Yeah, this base is mining out. This base is mining out. Scarlett's not going to sack her drones. She's going to turn them into spores, is what this generally looks like. And look who's warping in 6 Stargates at a time. He's planning on going for it. And if he doesn't win the engagement, he's going to throw up a ton of Void Rays, is my guess. Because Mass Void Ray is going to be the hardest thing for a Zerg player who just lost a battle to remax and deal with. We've seen it before. Neeb just casually clearing all of the creep tumors he can find. 7 Broodlords on the way. Interesting. Interesting choice. I mean, the Void Rays will make quick work of them if they're not dealt with beforehand. So we'll see what Scarlett plans on doing here. I mean, she's got the 3/3 for the flying stuff. She's got the 3 armor for the ground stuff, the 3 attack for the ground stuff. Neeb, same story. 3/3/3/3/3. Thank you very much. More probes dying. And Oracle's using their energy for Revelation and just for stasis wards everywhere. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this... Scarlett just kind of trying to see if maybe you can come around and snipe a couple units before you get stormed and after retreat. And Neeb's just like, I gotta make sure this creep doesn't get too out of control, so make sure we kill all the tumors we can, especially down here in this very important location where these minerals are running out quickly, but there are still a bunch there, and I'd rather have them than give them to Scarlett at this point. Yeah, these two always have an insanely long game in any of these premier tournaments. 41 minutes. In today's StarCraft, 41 minutes is like an hour and a half for the olden times, right? Yeah, it is. It just is. The games start faster. These lings are all going to die if they try to attack this. They're not, so that's fine. Everything's just cool over here. Production tab empty for both players. Both have exactly 18 workers, which I don't think is coordinated, but is funny. Ah, these drones trying to get some of the minerals off of these patches. Pay for it! One of them pays for the thievery with his life. And Neeb actually gets up here to harass this base a little bit. Couple drones die. This hatch is going to get burned down very quickly. That bonus damage coming into play. Bam. Okay, so that hatch goes down. Neeb still has these resources coming in. Scarlett just lost these 3 patches, which, not a huge problem right now, but could prove to be in the future. Yeah, abducting oracles is nice, because Neeb does rely on them pretty immensely for revelations mostly, and he will replace them when they die. Well, that Viper was trying to do, but it got feedback pretty instantly and killed. So, yeah, I think this is how you deal with the Spore Crawler Forest, Protoss. Bunch of Disruptors, burning down with Purification Novas, bunch of Tempests burning down from distance, not taking any shots from the spores at all. There's another. We traded a Viper for a Mothership. That's exactly what happens every time. The Viper dies, but guess what? The Mothership does too, and that's a trade that Scarlett will make. She's replacing those, replacing the Mothership here as well. Ah, like the Forge Shield Battery Forest here. Allows you somewhere to pull back to while you're assaulting the Spore Crawler Lurker Forest. I like that. On the other side, sure, we're going to long distance mine these minerals if we can't get these ones. Music a little inappropriately crazy and intense, considering Neeb's just kind of hanging out. What do we think? Who's going to be the instigator here? I feel like Zerg. Zerg's probably going to be the one to go for the instigation, be the one to fire the first shot, be the one to commit. I don't know, man. If you're Scarlett, you do not want to attack this army on top of those shield batteries. Those shield batteries are incredible force multipliers for defense and HP. and shield, right? So if you attack onto those shield batteries, it's just going to be like trying to kill this army twice, which is maybe not that bad, but it's going to feel like it. I can tell you that much. Look who's spreading new creep down here. Scarlett certainly is. Yeah, these mineral patches are running low. Another dead oracle for free. Little damage taken on these corruptors, but they're not planning on engaging anytime soon. So the infestors are going to have a huge part to play, right? The Viper's a massive part to play. The High Templar down here for Neeb and the Disruptors are big time important too. You can use those to feed back the infestors or kill the infestors straight up. It really reduces the overall effectiveness of Scarlett's composition. So let's see if we get that going here or not. I mean, this is... Scarlett's like, come get some. And Neeb's like, you come get some. And Scarlett's like, fine. Observer snipe. There's enough Tempest to one-shot spores now, which is fun. More probes dying. Viper got in close enough to not abduct and took a feedback and died. So that's a donated Viper. No trades there at all. I kind of feel like... Oh, it's a whiff on a fungal. Neeb's just making the good trades. He's killing spores. He's killing lurkers. And there's not much that Scarlett can do about this. She's transfusing the spores as much as she can. But, I mean, the queen count is currently only 3. So there's not a lot of transfuses here, especially if you're also laying down creep, right? Man, this long distance mining is serious long distance mining. Oh, I guess while I have you, if you're still watching this at 46 minutes, do you have any requested games you want me to cast from either TSL 7 or DreamHack Summer? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I would be glad to cast games that you guys request over the next few weeks, right? I have a lot of replays to work with, and sometimes I'm a little lost as to what to choose, what y'all would like to see. I have had some nice requests in my Discord server, which, if you don't know about the Discord server, there's a link in the description for that. It's just a place where I am pretty much all day. I'm you know, talking to different people in the server while I'm at work. Okay, fungal, sure. I just, like, okay, nice fungals. I don't know what that was a prelude to. But yeah, Discord server, pretty fun place to be. We can just talk about StarCraft a lot. Talk about current tournaments that are going on. And just talk about TV shows, talk about current political events and stuff. And it's just, we got some smart people in there. So if you want to have a smart conversation. We also have a channel for memes. If you just want meme conversation, that's fine too. Like, I'm down with all of that stuff. But, yeah. Be fun to have ya. Is this game just gonna go, like, 2 hours and it's gonna nibble away at some of these spores for the next half an hour and nothing will really happen? I don't really like times 2-ing replays, but this one is a little... He's a little... Oh, queen down. Little tentative here, yeah? That we only have 30,000 and 40,000 resources lost at 48 minutes is an indication that nobody's really committed to much yet here today. Yeah, so, abduct. And I think maybe one corruptor died there, but definitely again. The Viper comes in, starts the abduct animation, dies, and then the abduct animation finishes and brings the Tempest over. It's a really funny thing. Do it again? Oh, two carriers. Did that Viper die? No, I think the Viper lived there. That's nice. Catching this little unprotected backside of Neeb's army comp is... I mean, if you're going to make good trades, Vipers are good for good trades, right? making 2 more carriers, replacing the mothership. Again, a slow process, rebuilding a mothership. It takes forever. Where are we even building that thing? Oh, in the natural. I didn't even look there, obviously. Broodlord's pretty good at trading free units for buildings, man. Why does this always happen to us, Alex? Neeb is Alex here. Something happened. Maybe somebody lagged out. I mean, I feel like the odds of somebody lagging out are higher the longer the game is. So maybe it always happens to YouTube because YouTube have the longest macro games in the current StarCraft 2 pro scene. I think you have the record here, guys. Y'all. Viper trying to see, is anybody overextended? The answer is no. So hang on, do you not trigger stasis? You do trigger, I thought they triggered stasis wards. Stasis wards are smart, man. They can tell the imposter. Viper down, mothership down. Some abduct kills here. The Voiders have really not done a lot today. They're kind of getting thinned out here without accomplishing much. I mean, okay, that one has 20 kills, but like how many of those are creep colonies? Or like creep colonies are creep tumors or spores or like broodlings, right? Okay, we're mined out here. Mining out, this is going to be difficult. We're mined out here. Mined out here, mined out here, mined out here. Okay. Where it's actually about 85 minerals exactly in the main base of Neeb. Another Oracle dead. I mean, Scarlett's doing a great job, right? She's pulled closer on resources lost. It's 50,000 to 43,000 now. 10 more spores are coming up, which at this point, Neeb's down to 2 workers. So he's definitely Fist of Neebing it here. But in a situation where you're mined out anyway. So like having a ton of probes doesn't matter all that much. Scarlett's at 4 workers herself, which means if she wants to make more spores, she has to make more drones first. Which is kind of funny to be building drones at the 53-minute mark of a match where this has been happening. Dude, this lurker is way across here. The lurker is also dead. Oh, wait, no. Not dead. Somehow. Now is dead. Okay. The Tempest had to finish him off. It wasn't going to be the Disruptors for some reason. Like, Purification Novas don't have a minimum space they can fit through, do they? I thought they, like, went over everything. Maybe they don't go over... No? No, they don't go over buildings. So they do have to have a space to fit through. That's a great lurker position. I kind of love it. Kind of love it. Or we just... Yeah, I feel like that was a... We're going to sack these Disruptors to free up supply for other stuff. Oh, never mind. Both the Disruptors got back home and lived. Fair enough. Yeah, again, one-shotting spores, one-shotting spines. Annoying. but not nearly game-ending here. Sorry, playing with the zoom levels there just a little bit. Toss up the units tab. Nobody's building anything right now anyway. I guess now that the disruptor got sacrificed, maybe we will see something get built. Ah, Viper down. Didn't take anything with it this time. Mothership has arrived. Oh yeah, Protoss army feeling good. Celebrate good times. Come on. Do 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 do. Celebrate good times. Come on. Do 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 do. Alright, so Scarlett says, no reason to defend this section of the map anymore. All the money's been mined out of it. Let's pull back to, like, I don't know. Down here, I guess? Sure. Let's reestablish a home at my old natural and let everything else die. Bring the overlords. We need them for supply purposes. The hive can die. Man, this is just like, who was this? Scarlett versus, shoot, some Protoss on, the Frosty. My gosh, my brain is falling apart here. It's the snowy map that I really enjoyed. I can't remember the name of it right now because I'm old, but you know. Kind of base racing here. We've just unofficially decided to sort of base race. Yeah, man. These broodlords are just clearing stuff. Oh, the Void Rays recalled over to that Nexus and all the broodlords are dead. Okay, I can't say I'm necessarily at all surprised. Wait. How'd they get over there? Isn't the recall? The recall is universally... Yeah, there's a universal cooldown on that. I don't know. Does the mothership have a separate recall from Nexuses? Maybe. Maybe. Scarlett not replacing her dead supply either. I mean, she doesn't have a spire. Oh, she has a greater spire. I lied. Where the heck is said greater spire? Oh, right in front of me. Falcon blindness. It's a problem. Talk to your doctor. Man, there are a lot more Protoss buildings than there are Zerg buildings right now. We can tell you that much. So if you're going to try to kill all the Protoss buildings before all your Zerg buildings die, a base race is not in your best interest here, Scarlett. Not even the smallest bits of in your best interest. We have a new home set up over here on the edge of this creep. Tons of spores, tons of cannons. I don't know, man. If Scarlett hasn't been willing to engage with this army when it wasn't supported by a ton of shield batteries, I feel like, I mean, that chance has kind of flown the coop here, you know? I don't know if there's ever going to be a chance again that you have to catch this army and attack it when there aren't a ton of cannons and shield batteries force multiplying it, you know? It's like the same thing. Your chance to destroy the Zerg army when there aren't a million spores around and lurkers is probably not super hot either. So someone's going to have to make a choice here. Someone's going to have to engage somehow. Or, you know, just slowly get all your stuff abducted and murdered. Yeah, High Templars are not something you sack. That's for sure. So, I mean, are we just fated to watch a game where spores get murdered over and over again? Motherships get abducted and killed. Individual Tempests and, you know, Void Racing Carriers and Oracles get abducted and killed. And eventually, someone's bank is low enough they really can't afford to do this anymore and they just go for it? I feel like it's going to take a while to get through a 9,000 mineral bank for Neeb that way. Okay, the fungal, the feedbacks, the queen's wandering too far in. That was Scarlett going for it. That was Scarlett trying to do something, but it's a free infester. 4 more Broodlords coming in. We're getting a new hive. Huh. For the 3rd time today, it's a new hive. Yeah, 2 hives have died today. It's a bit of a quirk. What's your pleasure, everybody? Round the world, come on. Do 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 do. Come on. Do 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 do. Now I've got Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears in my head. I wonder if anybody's ever gotten copyright struck from singing a popular song. That's what I'm interested to know. Scarlett's down to 6,000 minerals. Eventually, she won't be able to build any more spores. But that future seems a long way away right now. Good angle for an abduct. My gosh. There's so many corruptors that, like, the Tempest, as it's flying over, just gets obliterated before it even finishes its flight trajectory. Yeah, see? Making more drones. We need more spores. Just, okay. But again, if you're abandoning this area, it means all this stuff dies, and then you have to rebuild that too. So I kind of think Scarlett should just go for it here, but look at all of the shield batteries down below. Taking down a Viper, long distance Tempest snipe. Yeah, look, we're abandoning all hope. We're abandoning this whole area. And we're we're rebuilding up over on the left side now. This cannot possibly be a winning strategy for Scarlett. Oh, Scarlett's down to 600 gas. Oh, Neeb's at 6,000 gas. Okay, remember how it was better on resources lost a minute ago? It is now 67,000 resources lost to 50,000 resources lost for Neeb. So the last few minutes have not been friendly for Scarlett at all, and she doesn't have enough spores anymore. Like, I really think Neeb can just go for this at this point. I do. Even if he loses this battle, he can make how many Void Rays with 7,000 minerals and 6,000 gas? It's a lot. It's a lot of Void Rays for that much stuff. Especially if you snipe off the Vipers and the Infestors. If you show up with another 30 Void Rays after your army's been wiped out, you'll probably win. Alright, I feel it. I'm feeling it. Neeb is aggressoring here. He's just like, look, my lifelong strategy is kill all of the spores. That's my whole idea right now. The problem is, Neeb doesn't know how low on gas Scarlett is. So if he's worried that she can just remax on, I don't know, say a bunch of Hydralisks. If all these High Templar are dead, then like suddenly Mass Hydra is amazing. Especially with Parasitic Bomb support. Yeah, I mean, wasting transfuses on spores that are dead. So I can't remember who it was, but Scarlett's been in this situation before. But she found an angle, right? Oh, nice transfuse, keeping that Broodwort alive, though. That was good. An angle to use the Infestors and get up and knurl a bunch of this stuff. And then the Parasitic Bombs got tossed down, and then the Corruptors flew in from another angle, and she just jumped on it. You know, she just jumped on it. Oh. This is going. Dude, this is going for it. The Infestors come and get feedbacked, get fungled. God, the absolute response here, though. I think Neeb has this. I think Neeb just absolutely crushed that. The Infestors didn't get a lot done. Scarlett's army supply is falling down. Okay, her hatchery is gone. The Void Rays are just crushing these Corruptors. Mothership in the mix here, too. Does go down to the Corruptors here. Again, sure, the Corruptors are alive, but guess who's making 11 Void Rays behind it? Yeah, I called it. I knew what we were doing here. So the Corruptors actually doing fine for themselves. The Void Rays have Prismatic Alignment up, which means the Corruptors are in all of the trouble known to Zerg kind, and that's your good game. Neeb comes out on top in 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 43 seconds. Hit the like button if you enjoyed that match. I don't know. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it was a little too timid for your tastes. But, I mean, we mined out the entire map. Neeb spent his entire mineral bank on those Void Rays. On those 12 Void Rays that he built. Scarlett's gas, again, not much. At the end of the day, look at this. That final engagement, when the Infestors all died, that was it. Those needed to get something done, and they didn't. With the feedbacks and whatnot, there was not... The opportunity there was not good for Scarlett to win that final engagement, but she was backed into a corner. She had tried so hard to find a good angle to engage with Neeb, but he was just so careful, never allowing that angle to be discovered or exploited. 88,000 resources lost for Scarlett, 62,000 lost for Neeb. So we were close. We were like within 7,000 resources at some point late in this game, and now it's a full, my gosh. So that's 10 plus 8 plus 8. It's that 26,000 resources lost more for Scarlett after that battle. That was brutal. So brutal. But yeah, Scarlett doing her best. Neeb, just too strong today. Got that ground army out, the Disruptors, the High Templar, the Archons. You know, you could be forgiven for thinking it was going to be a ground army, but nope. And the carriers, and what I liked is it wasn't a ton of carriers, right? He only had 3 at a time. It was a lot of Tempests. It was enough to one-shot a Sport. It was a lot of Void Rays. So the Corruptors didn't feel comfortable coming in at all. And then, you know, the High Templar in the mix too, getting guarded by those Sky units and protecting those Sky units in turn. It's a beautiful, beautiful symbiotic relationship. All right, cool stuff. So that right there is going to be it from me today. Woo, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And one heck of an hour-long ZVP. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.